Hey, greetings, everyone. Greetings, 411. This is Rob, the lead admin and owner of the group, and I am here with Sam Vasquez from Bex Security. How you doing, Sam?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Good to
I'm
see
doing
you
good, man.
all.
Oh, good thing. Glad. Thank you for being here. So, I
Yeah.
just wanted to briefly say, Sam is with Bex Security. Bex Security is one of our prime companies in the group. If you don't know about our prime program, these are folks who get some additional marketing amplification. And the really cool thing here is they're part of our what also we call the partners program, where Bex Security and Sam and companies like him, they're helping us give back to the community. You may have seen us online respond to some folks in need, needing diapers, groceries, bus tickets. These folks help us help the community. So thank you very much for supporting the idea and supporting the idea that is the 411 and what it could be. So I just want to say a heartfelt thank you for that and welcome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's important being a local business to give back to the community because that's who supports us. I mean, that's how we keep food on our tables and keep our employees' families, thriving. Because if you don't give back, man, then it just doesn't. It's not ever going to pay you forward. You know what I mean? And it's important that we take care of our own here.
It is, and there's a tremendous need, and there's tremendous opportunity. The 411, you just encapsulated the 411. It's about giving back, and it's about the potential. I often say that the 411 is not 76,000 people; it's 432,000 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
interrelated, and it's all giving back, and it's the potential that excites me. But we're here today to talk about you. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I was born and raised in Menneson, Pennsylvania. I grew up there. My dad raised me. He was one of 14, so I got a big family. I got 86 cousins, all the Mexican side of the family.
Did you say 86 cousins?
Yeah,
Whew, that's a lot of cousins.
yeah, yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. There's some second cousins in there involved too, but
Okay.
we're mainly all in the Pennsylvania area. But if you don't know where Menneson's at, I just correlated with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is probably about 30, 45 minutes away from Menneson. But yeah, I am a Steelers fan, so Penguins, all that. But I have a beautiful wife, Delray Vasquez. I have 5 daughters and currently fostering to adopt a boy. So big family our way. Obviously, it runs in the family.
Right on, man. Five daughters. I have 2, and
Yeah.
they've got me wrapped around their finger. I don't know how you do it with 5.
Yeah, it's stressful. I'm already bald, so it's
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there. If you look at it straight on, I'm not, but sideways, I am.
yeah.
I feel
That's
you.
why I always wear a hat. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna. Uh, my
Yeah,
kids will ask me like, "Dad, why don't you have any hair?" I said, "Well, it went down and came out here." I said, "So that's why I got the beard."
I can relate. Mine is because after 20 years in the military, I refuse to shave again.
Yeah.
Right on. So tell me about Bex Security.
So privy to that, I joined the military in 2003. I deployed twice to Iraq in 0506 and 2008 2009 as a 19 Delta. That was my MOS. Upon my return to my second tour, I went down to San Antonio, Texas, to box in a national PAL tournament for boxing. That's where I met WCAP. WCAP is the World Class Athlete Program on Fort Carson. So to get a part of WCAP, you have to be in the top 6 in the world or in the United States in a specific sport that WCAP has. So whether Taekwondo, they have wrestling, shooting, boxing. I mean, they have a lot of sports in there. So if you're in the top echelon, you can actually get a part of that specialty unit, and then you'll eat, sleep, and train that sport and try to make the Olympic team for that following quad. I met Coach Abdullah at the time, Coach Lev, Coach Downs, who was the Olympic bronze medalist in 2008. Met those guys down there because they had the WCAP team down there. I ended up getting the bronze medal. I was out of shape and fought at a heavier weight class because I came right from deployment and just decided to go down there. They picked me up on WCAP. I fought for WCAP from 2010 till I ETS'd in 2012. I was the Olympic alternate in 2012. I fought Errol Spence, and I married mom and got picked to be the Olympic alternate. I got ETS'd out in 2012, and I turned professional in boxing. I signed with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was my promoter. I got up to 9th in the world. I fought on Showtime, HBO, MGM Graham, Staples Center, all that. And I ended up getting knocked out in my last fight. When I got knocked out in my last fight, it triggered my TBI when I got blown up in Iraq. And I just made the decision, for my family and myself to retire from the sport. And then that's when I got involved with Bex Security. Eric Beck currently owns the company, Bex Security. He moved. I took it over in 2020. And I've been running the company since then. He lives in Idaho now. And we're currently discussing of possibly me eventually buying the company, from him. So big news. Been working with him for a while. We are a locally owned company, veteran operated at the moment. And I big thing about us, we don't do the contract stuff like the other companies do. And if anybody has a problem or issue, they call me directly. And the family feel is what's important to me. That's why I got involved with the company. Eric is one of my best friends. He was in my wedding. So, the way that he treated the company is how I want to continually, treat the company and our existing customers and future customers.
Right on. So I feel like I'm interviewing a celebrity. This is awesome. You're a world-class athlete. That's awesome, man. I did not know all of that about you. That's cool.
Yeah.
What is Bex Security? What do you provide?
We provide, monitor security systems. We do hardwired cameras, not so much wireless cameras. So CCTV cameras, monitored security systems with home automation products, auto door locks, auto garage doors. You name it, we pretty much provide it. We are a smaller company. We're really are from Pueblo to Denver, is what we cover, but mostly obviously based out of Colorado Springs. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. It's
Cool.
Pretty much everything when it comes to security and providing security for residential and commercial businesses.
Okay. Do you have a referral partner, or do you do physical security of the premises too?
Not so much physical security. If I shout out, a physical security company, it'd be another veteran-owned business that I know of that does some physical security side of stuff, but it's not often that I run into that.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, thank you. So if somebody has a choice between ADT and you, what's the call to action for your company? I think you already stated it.
The contracts is big. Having no contracts is big to separate the two companies. ADT is a nationally known, company. I'm not. So they have the better side when it comes to that. If you end up, transferring, but the contract stuff, us not doing a contract, you're not having to call a 1-800 number. If you have a problem or issue, it's me directly.
Right on.
I don't have everybody has my personal cell phone. My wife says I'm crazy, but it's important to me. You know what I mean? You want to know who's behind the company, who's running the company. I don't want to call somebody who, I can't understand. You know what I mean? And then get charged a service call on top of that. I do free service calls. So if you have a problem or issue, I fix service and replace everything for free forever. That doesn't include if, your internet goes down, and then because on the app to see your cameras, you have to have internet. If you lose the internet, you'll lose the ability to see it on your phone, but they're still recording to the NVR 24/7 nonstop. If you switch routers, you'll lose that ability. So we'll have to come out and put them back online or run a line for that. We do charge $35 for that. I mean, it's cheap,
That's really costly.
but it pays for the gas for my tech to do it. But outside of that, I mean, as long as if it's a malfunction or anything with the product, I mean, we warranty that stuff forever. And we never charge you to come out and fix that stuff. Other companies, they'll charge $50 to $100 just to roll a truck, and then you got to pay for the product you know what I mean, to replace it. You know what I mean? And that's just not fair. Our monitoring rate's $29 a month. That don't change. It don't ever go up. As long as you stay a monitor customer with us, you know what I mean, you'll always stay in a lifetime warranty. If you get just cameras, just say you want cameras. You can just get cameras. It's not a problem. You can. We always have a $35 trip charge for cameras because you're not a monitor customer. And why is that? You probably say monitor customers. There's a residual income. Part of that $29 a month. A portion of that goes back into like a little savings account for our customer. So if they have a problem, I still got to pay my technician to service you. It's just going to come out of that account to pay my technician.
Nice.
When it comes to just cameras, there's not a monthly subscription. There's not a fee. It's just a one-time upfront fee. We do have financing options through Synchrony Bank, so you can finance it, but there's not a residual income that will help pay for the service call. So we do charge $35 a service call if you're just a camera customer, you know what I mean, by itself. But it's affordable.
That is really affordable. I wish I'd known you before I signed up with ADT because I'm in a contract. But as soon as that contract's up, I'm calling you. I want to also plug Sam here. He's a friend of the 411. He'll often shoot me a text or message behind the scenes to say, hey, check out this post, or hey, just FYI, this is how I think you should say the do this, or he's been a long time friend of the group, and I really appreciate you doing that.
Well, I mean, we gotta scratch each other's backs. I mean, I appreciate you, you know what I mean, for even doing this 411 and being highlighting these local businesses. You know, because another thing about our company, we don't door knock. I don't knock doors. I'm strictly referral-based company. It is tough sometimes because, you know, we are slower when it comes to months like this because I don't door knock. So there's a lot of people who move here, but they don't. First person they get is ADT knocking on a door, Vivint knocking on a door, and then they don't know you exist. They don't know I exist, right? You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22, but also I don't want to invade on somebody's privacy. I have thought about maybe just knocking on maybe a new homeowner's door and just giving them a flyer, just letting them know that, hey, we are an option for you. Not pressure selling you at the door or anything like that. It's just, hey, here's some information. Take this pamphlet, read through it. You know what I mean, just so you know, there's another option out there outside of the bigger companies.
I would say if you're low pressure, low threat, or no pressure, no threat, that works. So I have a real estate license, and I often that's how I communicate too. It's nothing in your face. It's if hey, I'm here. I have had to learn that though too, to say, you know, that so number of time over the years I've had people come and say, oh, if I'd known you sold houses too, instead of just talked about real estate, I would have used you to buy a house. And I was like, oh, well, okay. So we do have to learn, you know, to get to put ourselves out there a little bit like this. So how can they get a hold of you if folks in the group or if they're sharing this somewhere, how do they get a hold of you?
So they can check out my my page, my 411 page has has my personal information on there. So like my phone number is 719-200-4897. They can get a hold of me directly by calling me or shoot me a text. I do give prices over the phone. Our website has prices on them. So we don't hide nothing. Also, my email is Sammy, SAMMY, the letter V is in Victor, 2112@gmail.com. They can email me as well. But we're pretty much an open book, man. I don't hide nothing. Most companies try to pressure themselves to get to your house so they can pressure to sell you into a contract. If you want to know prices, I'll give it to you over the phone. I don't hide nothing. It's very important for me to be transparent. You know what I mean? And that's important.
Do you know the average consumer sees over 6,000 ads a day, and a lot of those are high pressure. So I'm the same way. We in fact, in the 411, we practice what I call permission marketing. Seth Godin, but we ask the permission and we take no for an answer. If the answer is no, then the answer is no, right?
It's always like, you know, if you want a quote, you got to fill out all their information, and they want to call you, and then they won't give you prices over the phone. They'll be like, well, we have to see what you want at your house. So, you know, let us set up an appointment with one of our reps, you know what I mean, come out and blah, blah, blah. And then the rep comes out, and then their goal is to upsell you and close you. Yep. You've got to be a closer. I've been to many people's houses to where I'm like, hey, listen, don't make the decision today. Talk about it with your wife or talk about it with your husband, you know what I mean? And then call me or shoot me a text if you guys have any questions. You don't need to do it right now. I mean, it's a process. Yep. Another thing is too is, even the monthly side, if they decide to finance it, okay, we have two options when it comes to like our equipment or buying it. You can buy it up front. If you buy it up front, there's no monthly bill or no monthly fee at all for 4 years. How that works is the three years is wrapped in one price. Okay. So 3 years of monitoring. So $29, $360, like $1,100 is wrapped in that price for the monitoring. I pay for the 4th year of monitoring for you for buying it up front.
Nice.
So there's 4 years of no monthly bill, no payment at all. Give you an example. Our base package with the control panel, cell unit, 4-door sensors, motion or glass brake, sign stickers, all that stuff is $2,000. So $1,999 is our base package. If that's bought up front, there's no monthly bill or payment at all for 4 years. 3 years of monitoring is wrapped in that price as well. Nice. So 4 years. If they choose to finance it, we have 0% financing, 36 months through Synchrony Bank. They can finance it. They can pay it off early. There's no obligation to us or contractual to us. It's just like, and you're buying a car, you're financing it through a bank. You can pay it off anytime you want, except for they have interest rates. You know what I mean? When it comes to that.
Yeah.
But us, with the changeover with people PCSing continuously, you don't want to be locked into a contract.
That's true. You know what I mean? It actually can complicate the sale. So can you switch service month to month? That kind of probably yes is the answer. So if somebody goes to sell their house, do you stand up the service for the new buyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I don't give the buyer, if they buy it up front, that buyer has the 4th year for free. I don't transfer the 4th year to free for the new homeowner. I mean, that's specifically for that buyer.
Gotcha.
Also, if they move, they can take it with them to a different state. I can still monitor you in a different state.
Nice.
So granted, I can't install it, but the main portion of installing it is learning in all the sensors.
Okay.
So, and that's already learned into the control panel. So really I can mark what sensors, what front door, back door, whatnot. So if you have an issue, you want to change the name, just call me. Okay. I can walk you over the phone on how to change it and input it. If you want another sensor, say you wanted some more sensors, I can give them to you, ship them to you, and then I can tell you how to program them in there.
That's awesome.
So you're keeping the $29 a month. So you're not signing a new agreement, or you're not signing I'm pretty sure Vivint does 5-year contracts. ADT does 36-month contracts. Xfinity does 1-year, 2-year contracts, but you're renting their equipment because they're just leasing it. You're not buying it. So instead of you starting all over and starting new and then paying more, just take what you have already paid for and just pay the monitoring. You know what I mean?
That's smart. That's real smart.
Yeah. If you sell the house, you could sell it with the house as an incentive. You know what I mean? Oh. Cameras, I wouldn't take cameras with you to your new house if it's in a different state, because we do run Cat 5 line. That would require some installation, and if you try to subcontractor that out, I mean that's a little different. Takes a little bit more. But if it's just a basic security system, you can do that all day.
Right on, man. Cool. Well, again, what's your phone number?
719-200-4897.
Okay, and your website?
Bex, BEX, security.com.
Okay. And a couple of fun questions I like to end it with. Tell me what's your favorite movie and why?
I'm a big Rocky fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up on Rocky.
Makes sense given
Rocky 4 is my favorite movie.
Is that the one with Drago?
Yes.
Okay.
Drago. Yeah, that's one. I love which made me fall in love with Colorado, because I trained at the OTC, the Olympic Training Center, and the training out here for any kind of Olympic sport, any sport at all, was really good. So when he went to the mountains and was training up there, I used to run the incline. I did the incline in 28 minutes up and down.
Wow.
That's my fastest time.
Wow.
And I think the world record is like 17 minutes. So it's crazy. But I used to train. I used to climb the top of the incline. My mitt man would meet me up there, and we would do mitts up there, and we would train up there, and then I'd run down after we were done. So watching Rocky, I've always wanted to do that. When I looked at the mountains, and be like, man, I'm gonna go train up there.
Montage.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
Rocky
Okay.
movies. I'm a big Denzel Washington fan too. So Man of Fire.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, all his movies.
Equalizer. What do you think about the
Yeah,
Equalizer
Equalizer.
series?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Right on. Okay. If you could travel to any time, forward or backward, where would you go and why?
70s,
70s?
70s, 80s. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why?
I grew up on like old school, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and like that era. You know what I mean? I would like to go back to and actually be like a teenager or like an adult around that time. You know what I mean? Like to when those were all, uh, what is his name?
John
Oh,
Travolta?
Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross.
Okay.
That's my guy. Like
Is he? Okay.
my kids know him. Like his music, I blast it all. Like while if I'm doing dishes or, doing anything with the house, I blast the music. Like and all the old school songs, man. I'm just a big fan of that. I would love to go to what's the big concert back in like I think was it the 60s or something like that, 60s, 70s.
Woodstock?
Woodstock. I'd like to go to
Okay.
Woodstock. I like to
That's cool.
like
I could see you doing that. That's you're an interesting character. You're wrapped up Rocky, Woodstock, Luther Vandross. You're like a Renaissance man.
I listen to all genres, all types of music, but I'm an old school guy. I like the old school music. Aretha
cool.
Franklin.
Right on, man. I was listening to Johnny Cash on the way in. That's good stuff. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, Sam with Bex Security, great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time today. One last shout out. Best way to get a hold of you.
Phone number 719-200-4897, or just hit up my 411 page on there, and it has all the information, websites, and everything.
That URL. Yep. So anybody want to, they can hit that URL. It's on the bottom of the screen. Pull you up. Just type security. And thank you. Thanks for being a long-time friend of the 411.
Appreciate the opportunity, man, and appreciate you doing this.
Oh, thank you. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Yes, sir.